Welcome to Full Court Sundays. It's an honor and a privilege today to have on somebody I've been on for over 20 years, and like my brother, give it up for Derek Walton Sr. Welcome, D. Yeah, and man, I know your passion for everything and how hard you work. First of all, tell the fans where you from and you grew up, and then we'll talk about your basketball career, but let us hear that.
Well, hey, I grew up on the east side of Detroit, right off of Van Dyke and Gratiot. I'm a Kettering kid.
Give it up for Kettering, the Supreme Court. All right.
Grew up on Townsend Street. Son of three.
Son of three on Townsend Street.
Yes. My mama had four of us. I'm the third oldest, so hey, everything was a grind.
Everything was a grind.
Yeah.
Tell us about your career and stuff playing at at Kettering and stuff. Tell us about that.
Well, oh boy, playing at Kettering. I was, well, you know how it is. I went to Burroughs Middle School for sixth grade.
Okay.
Then I went to Barber Middle School, played for Morris Franklin for 7th and 8th grade, and I could have went to any high school I wanted. I just chose not to, as I could say, being lazy. I didn't want to get on the bus.
Right.
So I chose to walk down the street to Kettering.
Okay. Give it up. Yeah. And so after Kettering, tell us, what did you do?
After Kettering, I had a nice little high school career. It wasn't extreme like yours, but you know.
Yeah, I know you had a very good high school career. You being humble.
It was
and
okay.
Not bragging on yourself, but
it was okay. And then after that, I went to JUCO out in California. I went to Saracosa Community College and played for Larry Bird. He took 5 kids from Detroit, and as a matter of fact, 4. He took 4.
4.
He took 4 from Detroit, and they were on a losing. Their season was losing, so he took myself from Kettering High School. He took David Fluker from McKenzie, John Payne, who was a pastor now from Osborne.
Yep. Give it up for John.
And he took one of my good friends, the late Denolius Burks, from Central, and we went out there and showed them how to play basketball, Detroit style instead of California style.
Exactly. Brought that East Coast flavor, huh?
Right.
Brought that East Coast flavor. And tell us what you did after JUCO. And how was your JUCO experience? Because, we'll get into that later, but how was your experience out there?
Man, like I said, from where I was from, I preach academics now because I didn't take full advantage of it when I was in high school. So that's why I push it.
Yes.
Push it so much on the kids now.
Right.
I went there and then came home and played at Georgia College for the great Rocky Watkins.
That's right. My AAU coach, the Rocky. I love him.
Played for him and played at Jordan College. And I had to sit out because I transferred. I had to sit out the first about 10 games, and he was going to redshirt me. He told me I didn't have to play. And I was cool with it. I was just trying to get my academics up so I can get me an associate degree or whatever I needed to get.
Right.
They started having a losing streak, and him and Mr. Gaddy pulled me to the side and said, Captain, you got to play.
Right.
I said, but I told y'all told me to sit out. He said, no, you're going to have to play. So
Right.
we went on a winning streak and got to the little JUCO playoffs, and I was the starting point guard and had me a nice little time.
That's great, man. That's great. And so tell us what you did after JUCO.
Went to Trevecca Nazarene College down in Nashville, Tennessee. Got a full ride. I don't know how these people saw me. I
Give it up for that. They saw you, though.
Yeah, they saw me. I don't know where they saw me play at or whatever. They gave me a full ride, and I went down to Nashville and played with a cat named David Suttoff, a left-handed guy. He from Nashville. He's the school's leading scorer. He had a chance to play with the Atlanta Hawks. He had a tryout.
Right.
Man, just playing with him was great. All I had to do was just pass and get him the ball.
Oh, man. And I mean, a kid from the east side of Detroit, look where the ball took you. It took you from here to California, back to Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, you getting to travel the United States just because of a basketball.
Yes.
And that's a real message that need to be passed on to a lot of our kids.
Yes, it does. Like I said, just being a kid from the East Side, we didn't have a lot.
Right.
And as our parents say, they sacrificed
Right.
for us. I sacrificed too. A lot of tail whoopings for not coming in on time because I wanted to put that ball in the basket.
That's
I
right.
knew we didn't have it, so I had to try to find a way to get a scholarship. And
Yeah. God bless you.
And that's
Give it
what
up
it
to him. Yeah. For not quitting on yourself or your dream and, making it out and helping your family become a better family,
Yeah.
So after college, let's go into that.
Well, I tried 2 stints of trying out for the Grand Rapid Hoops.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't, and they say stuff is political, but I wasn't a big school, but I made it the last 2 cuts, whatever they had.
Right.
I was down to the last guy because they were trying to figure out who was this no-name kid from Trevecca Nazarene. So at that time when I was
Right.
doing that, it had guys from Missouri and all the other big schools. So I gave it a shot twice. I didn't make it. I made it to the last cut, but that wasn't, that I gave it a shot. So it was.
And not to cut you off, but now it doesn't really matter what school you come from.
No.
Back then it did.
Yes, it did.
Coaches and general managers and stuff, they like, oh man, his school ain't no big school, so they won't take you. But now, you get kids from like schools you went to, lower Division 1s, Division 2s, that prosper.
Yep. NAI schools, yes.
Yep. NAI schools, junior colleges. I mean, all of them. I mean, they don't really care now where you come from, just the way you play.
Right.
So it's a difference in timing and stuff,
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So, after that didn't happen, I got frustrated. Started working. I got a job. Just started working. Tried to work at IBM, and they told me I had no experience. So, but I told them I had a college degree, so it didn't.
Right.
To them, that didn't matter. So it was that again. But just started working, and then made a bet with my older brother because he was an Army lifer. And he just always just tell me I was soft, so I couldn't make it in the Army, so by me doing that, I enlisted in the Army. I did my 3.5, 4 years.
All right.
But
Give it up. Oh, man.
So I did that, and then Lord behold, while I was serving my time and playing ball in the service, I get a call back from the CBA. The Fort Wayne Ants wanted me to come out and try out, but Uncle Sam wasn't having that.
He wasn't having you
No,
come back.
they wanted me to play out my obligations to our United States. So that was
And you did it.
yeah.
You did
I stuck with it, even though I really wanted to get at
Go
it.
get to go play.
So I ended up just playing for the Army team. So it was all good, but
That's good. Yeah, that's good. So, after your 4 years in the Army, where did life take you?
well, actually my journey came on back home and started off where I started. I started coaching at Kettering High School for my coach Arnold Nevels and with Terry Payne.
Give it up for the great coach Nevels, the late great coach Nevels. Oh,
Yeah.
so you started over there, huh?
Yeah, I started at Kettering High
Now
School.
that's something I didn't know. Okay,
Yeah.
talk to me. Let's
Man.
go with it.
My job was the assistant owner assistant. So I was assistant to Nevels, and I also was Terry Payne's JV coach. So assistant JV coach. So I went on over
And
there.
T-Pain was coaching,
Yeah.
and I got to get him on the show. They say owners, my boy. Give it up to Terry Payne. Supreme Court.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
I looked up to that guy when I was in the 7th grade watching y'all play. So
Oh yeah, that's my man. That's my boy.
it was always a pleasure.
Yeah.
So I just started there, and we started coaching, and Nevels resigned after 2 years or 2 or 3 years, and I got elevated up to the JV coach, and
Wow.
Terry went to the varsity coach.
Varsity coach.
Yeah.
Right. I remember he was coaching varsity, but not JV.
Yeah, I had to get my lumps in,
Okay.
even though that.
Both of y'all. I didn't know Terry coached JV. I knew he
Yeah.
coached the varsity, but not JV.
Yeah, he had that. So I took the little experience that I had coaching with the little kids when I was in Hawaii in the Army.
Okay.
And I think that started my passion for coaching. But let my neighborhood cats tell me when we was growing up. They said I always was a coach when I was like 8 years old. So I really didn't even pay that no attention. I was just showing people what to do or how to play.
That's that leadership, though. That's what point guards have, that ability to guide and lead others in the right direction. And
Yes.
I think that's what make a good coach. That's why you've been in the coaching game so long.
Yeah, I think.
You've been in the coaching game because, hey, that leadership, man.
Yeah.
So after Kettering, what happened? Where you go?
After Kettering, I went to be assistant coach at Osborne under Greg Jordan, who was a good friend of mine, and he just, asked me to come over and work with the group because it was Sean and his brother. They
Right.
they already had the crew. They had some kids that they brought from, and we went to Osborne and we turned them around and.
Turn that program
Turning around, we was called the Running Knights. We had an upset win and beat Persian in the semifinals.
And that was huge.
Yes, all those kids end up going to college. I stayed over there about 2 to 3 years, and that was pretty good. Just getting them guys to Osborne to that situation where we lost to. I always call him the great Manny Harris.
Oh, Manny was great. Manny could do it, baby.
We lost 100. The score was 105 to 100. And
Wow.
One of those type of games.
Wow.
It was running up and down.
They was putting that ball in the basket.
Yes. But I never seen that. I think that might be a record.
105 to 100.
Yeah, he had 25 free throws in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
I'll never forget that. We laugh about that.
he was getting to the line, wasn't he?
Getting buckets.
25 free throws in the fourth quarter. How many points he finished with?
Oh, I think he had about 55.
Ooh. Give it up to Manny Harris, my boy. 55. He was dropping it on the
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow. I remember I had your great son, who's currently in the NBA, Derek Warren Jr., at my basketball camp, me and Bill Jones and Leslie Rockymore at Southwestern High School.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, how time flies. And then I came and started working at Chandler Park with you, and you were coaching there and stuff, and athletic director, and then Derek was in the gym every day, 5 a.m., practicing. I would get there at 6. He'd be there at 5. You have him in there working, baby. And I'm talking about working, man. I want to give you praise for that.
Thank
Yeah, it paid off. You know, it paid off, man, big time, because you had him in there working on his game, plus teaching him how to play the game. And I remember going up to Ann Arbor and seeing Beeline and Bakari.
Right.
I told him, man, you guys better get down here, man, 'cause this kid is out cold, you know?
Yeah.
I said, this is my boy. He's like my nephew. You better come get him. And they were like, man, we going to be down there this week to see him anyway, you know? They was already on him, you know? But they said, we coming for show this week. And, man, that was a blessing to see him up in Ann Arbor for 4 years.
Man, it was a
What a great career.
yes.
And seeing you and the family up there, man, we had a ball, man.
Yes.
We had a ball, man. And you did a great job, man.
Appreciate it, man. It wasn't just me. I had a village. So
Yeah, I know you had others.
always had-
I got to give it up to Mama and everybody else, too. But you were Lieutenant Hardhat on them. I remember I came to a game and I think you guys were playing ABT. And this was, I think it was Derek's sophomore year.
I was playing against the Tally.
And they were the number 1 team in the state. And Derek, they were keying on him, double teaming him and stuff. And he didn't have a great first half, so, you know, at halftime, yo crazy bro was like, get over here. Boy, you went ham on him, you know.
Yeah.
I had to tell you after that, man, leave him alone, man. He was like, boy, you better break them double teams and do something. And he had a great second half, though.
Yeah, we came up short, but it was just
He came up short, but the game was right there to win at the end.
yes.
And he played great second half.
Yeah, I know.
But it was funny. And after that, he ain't had no more bad games either. You went ham on him. That was funny.
Man, it was the whole administration thought I was crazy.
Yeah, they did, because they was like, Miss Fisher was like, is he tripping on his mind or what?
Yeah, I was just had to try to find ways. I had to find
That's what
ways
coaches do.
to motivate him.
Yeah. Because especially when you're a dad and a coach.
Yeah.
It's different when you're just a coach. But when you're a father and a coach, you gotta let him have it a
Yeah,
little bit.
I had to let him have it a little bit.
Yeah.
But after that, you know, he kind of knew what I expected. I called plays, but I really didn't have to call plays because he knew the plays and he knew what to do,
Exactly.
and he already knew what all the options would be without me even telling him. So
Yeah.
he was the other coach.
That reminded me, man, how I cussed Jacob one time, man, so bad. Even I felt bad after the game for him. I was like, I shouldn't have did that. But at the current time, I had to let him have it.
You had to let him have it.
Yeah, he had to get what he was supposed to get because it changed the way he played.
Yeah, sometimes they got to hear it.
Right.
Even though we're parents, they got to hear it, but in a different way.
And it's tough love.
All tough. All
All tough. You know, I had to give it to him, and his mom was like, "Are you kidding me? You cussed him out like that?" And I'm like, I didn't mean to, but the way he was doing it, and he gonna hear it the rest of his life if he play ball, you know.
Yeah.
From other coaches, you know, they gonna say the same stuff I'm saying.
Of course.
Right.
They're going to say it, and they're going to say it a little different.
A little different. They gonna let you hear what it's about, man. And how many years you coached at Chandler Park? You had a great career there.
Let's see, before-
And how
about
many years you
6.
worked there?
Oh, Bonnie worked there 6 years. Derek was in before he went 7th grade. 7th until he got to about 5 years. But I had a decent record.
That's not true. You had a great record.
I had a decent record.
You had a great
They
record.
always they told me that when I first got
And they still doing great. You had Greg. Give it up to Greg Martin. You know, you had Greg coaching behind you. Greg took over after you. Then you got young Scotty.
Yes.
The program is doing well. Now you got Bobby over there.
Oh, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, and I just saw Bobby, you know, and Bobby's like a relative to me, but you know, you built that program, that basketball franchise over there.
Well, I ain't gonna take all the credit. They had a foundation. Kwame Simmons, you know, he always visualized what it was. Chandler Park Sports and Athletics was basically more of a track. You know, he had the track team going,
Right.
And eventually I took over and we started winning with track and basketball. Was when they hired me, they were at the lowest of low. So, but
Right.
what people didn't understand before I
They
even
were at the lowest of lows.
coached my son, I had that team before that, because I had my cousin David, and I took all the guys that was there, Vidal Jackson, and I took
Right.
that same team that the other coach had, and we won. We ended up winning 19 games my first year with that same group after they wasn't relevant. So everybody used to say, "Well, I was good because I had my son." Like, all I did was change the culture. He wasn't even there yet, so I just
Yeah,
put the
they
foundation
tried to
down.
say it changed because of Derek, but you put coaching into it.
Yeah,
Structure.
Yeah, structure, and just try to get those guys to understand, you know, if you're in shape, you start paying attention to what you're doing, then it goes from there.
That's right. Fundamentals, detail.
Yeah.
It's the little things.
So by me getting there, it's just, you know, one thing was I had Greg Martin as the coach. He worked with the bigs. Then I brought in my phenomenal. I call him the basketball phenomenal. James T. Scott, who, you know, he was, by me having me old school and Greg was old school.
Right.
Scotty was new school. So it was what I said, and Scotty can relate to the kids because he was a younger cat, and it helped. It helped with our program.
Helped a lot. And
Yeah.
him and Jermaine.
Yeah, and
Jermaine Jackson.
Yeah.
Give it up to Jermaine.
Yeah.
My man.
Double J.
Yeah, you know.
So we just tried to build it, and before you know it, it was, man,
It's there.
it was 9th grade.
And it's still there. It's just every year.
Yeah, so we had a debate. Everybody was like, "Hey, man, what happened?" I said, only thing I could tell them, I had a decent record, but I told them after that, I didn't lose a league game in 5 years.
Right. So how was that decent? That's outstanding.
It was decent.
5 years he ain't lost a league game. That's incredible.
All day.
Congratulations
Thanks,
on that.
man.
Wow. 5 years, man. Wow. And let's talk about Derek a little bit. You know, He's in the top 5 assists in the all-time Michigan history. Went to the championship 2, 3 times. Just an amazing career. Got his degree. How proud of you are you?
You know what? Very proud of Derek. I always told him, man, if they give you something, man, it's not too many kids from the city that can say, hey, I got a scholarship at Michigan, or I got a degree. And I just told him, hey, man, when you go up there, just do your thing. You got a lot of people who probably wanted a scholarship or envy that you had a scholarship, but I just told him, hey, take full advantage of it and make our name proud.
And he's doing that for sure, man.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of him, proud of the kid he is too, and how the way he handles himself. He's humble, always the same. He does a great job in the community. He's a really good kid, man. You should be proud.
I'm very proud of him. I always tell him. I know sometimes he be looking like my dad don't even tell me, but he know I love him. I'm very proud of him. I just, it's just me.
Yeah, because it ain't about the ball, man. The ball gonna stop bouncing. It's about who you are, what you represent.
Yeah.
Your family, your community, friends, and stuff, and helping others, man. And that's who he is, and that's what I love about him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was such an honor for you and I to finally start coaching together.
Yeah. It was great coaching with the great judge and giving me opportunity to see what it's like to coach in college. You gave me 2 great years.
Great years, man.
Every time.
Yeah, man. 2 great years, man.
Every time I'm with you, it's like you already told me, hey, you got guards and that's it. Don't say nothing else.
Right.
I didn't say nothing. I got guards.
You got the guards. That's the help I need, man.
And
you're a great point guard,
Every time we got successful, somebody called, and I was like,
call you and get a job. I'm like,
they want me to go back.
Right, I'm like, man, y'all taking my man away again, man. And lucky, last year with COVID and stuff, we ended up winning a championship.
Yes, you did. Congratulations to yourself.
Thank you. And I don't know how, but we end up winning it and stuff. And I'm in a situation where I got all these kids back from last year because they get to come back. They get to return from COVID.
Yes.
So I'm like, shh. So I got a chance again if I can, keep them together, man.
Well, you do a great job. You blend in. What I watched, you blend in. Some old school with some new school, but the philosophy is still the same. I'm still pressing you.
Oh yeah.
So
that's what I love.
I'm still pressing you, so it's the same. So
that's right. Hey, Perry Watson style.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna get up and down the court with me. That's what he taught me. That's what I love. The pressure. Win or lose, we gonna apply pressure. We gonna be in better shape than you guys. Now, if you beat us, you beat us, but we gonna be in shape. We'll be in better shape, like you mentioned earlier. It's about conditioning.
Yeah, like I tell the kids now, don't take this as punishment.
Right.
I'm trying to get you in shape.
That's right.
So we run a lot, and they just be
That's
like,
right. Hey, why you think they do it in the military? You got to be ready to go to battle, baby.
Man, you got to be.
You got to go to war.
You got to war.
Yeah.
If you ain't physically fit,
right. You ain't gonna win. You know that.
Take that L.
You're gonna lose, and we can't afford to lose. So we got to be in the best shape, man.
Yes, sir.
Best shape. Okay, so tell us what you're currently not doing.
Well, I'm coaching at
I know you are.
Centerline High School out in Centerline, Michigan. Took this year 2. of a program. Before I got there, they had won 2 games. Last year during the COVID season, I took the same group of kids that the previous coach had, changed the culture. We ran a lot, and we ended up winning seven games due to COVID. Came in third.
Third in your conference?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Great.
And then I got coach of the year. So it was like. So they, they said I changed the kids, attitude and approach, just changed the culture. So I'm cool. So I'm labeled now. They tell me I'm labeled now as a program changer. So if it ain't from Chandler Park to Osborne to Lakeshore to Center Line,
That's right.
I changed programs and we get the winning and we get busy. So
that's great.
I get that all up to the man upstairs. Just understand, give me this. I don't know where I get this unique style from, but it is what it is.
It's a gift, man.
Yeah.
It's being a point guard. It's being a leader. That's what you are, man. I mean, and I think the military going to that gives you an edge too, because there's so much discipline in there. I didn't really get that kind of discipline like that until I started working.
Right.
I never had a job before. And when I started working at Chrysler, I got serious discipline, okay?
Right.
Because basketball and stuff, for you and I, that's like, okay, man, this is what I can do. Okay, I ain't got to take it serious
Right.
100% of the day. I can, 95, 90%, I can blow some up. But when you work, and then like in the military, you had to be serious.
Oh yeah.
All day.
All day. I was doing stuff before you wake up.
Right. And when you ain't working at the plant, shoot, man, your job is serious. They be like, look, ain't nothing better happen tomorrow. You better be on your stuff or you ain't gonna have no job.
Yeah. So,
And I ain't never been under that type of pressure, okay?
Yeah.
That was serious pressure, man, coming on. You're like, man, what did I do wrong? You ain't even do nothing wrong.
no.
And they be threatening you, so it teaches you a different type of mental discipline.
Yeah, it does, man. You just, when you in that over there in them plants and then they give you a supervisor role, it's like now you a supervisor, you over people, but then at the same time, it's like I'm like a teacher and a father again. It's like I gotta babysit you. Do I gotta babysit you to do this?
Right,
And,
right.
But I just tell them all the time, I'm here to lead. I ain't trying to cause no problem. I'm here to work,
Right.
do what I'm supposed to do, lead
Right.
you, and go home.
Home. And provide. And that's
That's it.
the job, you
Yeah.
know?
And then we'll try back again tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. When I first got in there, it was such a challenge for me because I was like, oh, man, these people talk to you like this and stuff,
Oh yeah.
But as the year went on, it was a cakewalk, too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just-
Once you get in and get in the plant, the plant itself is an animal.
It's an animal.
It's a
ain't
different
it?
animal.
It's an animal, man, all day.
So when you get it off, like I go, and then I go to practice, it's like it's a cakewalk.
Right. You like practice ain't nothing compared to
You
this.
gotta deal with all these attitudes from
Every day.
somebody older than you to the same age as you or younger. So
Right.
you have to deal with a whole lot of different personalities. And so I use my philosophy as far as coaching. I use it with the people every day. 'Cause
It helps.
You have to deal with different type of attitudes.
And I think that corporations like to hire ex-athletes because we're able to deal with adversity better. I wouldn't say better than the average person, but over 50%
Yeah.
than the average person who hasn't had those type of adversities in their life. I mean, we go through losing, rejection, all kind of stuff. Like you said, Grand Rapids Hoops, you getting down to the end, then you go to the Army, and then the team from Indiana call you. You know, it's just all kind of adversity that you go through.
Yeah.
You know, same with me, hurting my knee, get cut from the Pistons. Then, you know, my Atlanta, I mean, it's rejection, so your mind be like,
What's next?
right, what's next? And regular people don't go like that. So when you work in the plant, you know you're going to have good days, bad days.
Of course.
And we can handle that, you know. Because I got hired, I had never had a job, so I didn't even think I would get hired. You
What?
know?
You right. You ain't never had no job. You know, you was balling.
Right.
That's why I say to Derek, you ain't never had no job, Tommy.
Right. He gonna have one day.
Yeah, he's gonna have
he
one
gonna have to
day.
announce. He gonna have to coach. He gonna have to do something.
Yeah,
You know, so it's time coming. You know, just hold on. You
Yeah.
may have 15 years, but it's coming,
yeah,
baby.
it's gonna be that time. With
That's what I told Jake. Now, hey, baby, it's coming one day, all the time for all y'all. Okay. So here's the time to figure it out. And that's the good thing. Why they got the degrees, man. You don't have to worry.
No,
All you have to do is put in your resume, man.
put your resume in,
And you a success, man. Then that's what we want, man.
well, you know how that go. You know, you guys. You know, I tease him all the time. I'm gonna tease you. You know, you guys graduated from the University of Michigan. So hey, look, when you graduate from the University of Michigan, y'all got friends everywhere.
Yes, we do.
From places nobody looks at.
Hey, that's
South
true.
Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming to
Right.
Alaska. So you guys
Montana.
got yes. Yeah, I'm a Michigan grad, so you already know that's the network right there. So it's amazing. I learned that with being with him how far
Yeah, that goes.
that
yeah.
network goes.
You're absolutely correct because I didn't know until I graduated that Michigan had one of the largest alumni,
Yes, they do.
top 10 out of all the colleges. I didn't even know.
Yeah, New York's number one.
I did not know that
Yeah.
until I graduated. And like you say, the reach around is unlimited, and not just in the United States, around the world.
Yeah.
Like when I played my 16 years in Europe, you know, I meet people that graduated from Michigan and stuff.
He'd be like, hey man.
I'd be like, oh my God, for real? You went to Michigan? Yeah, man, I'm living in Europe now.
Yeah, call me tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. You know, give me a holler, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's like a big family, man.
Yeah, it's
And sports is the same way, man. It's like a big fraternity.
yeah. Be talking about the Qs, hey man.
Cues.
Michigan is a fraternity by itself.
Right. And I say that, man, like I was telling you, I went out to the Summer League, man. I got so many friends that I saw, man, I hadn't seen for 15 years. Some for 25. And it was crazy, man. I had such a good time seeing them guys. And it seemed like yesterday. It don't even seem that long. You know, you see them, you like, man, what's up, man? You know, and it seems like yesterday, and I hadn't seen them for 15, 20 years, man.
That's what great friendships, or either friendships or knowing somebody and you ain't do nothing that bad to them. So you know it's always gonna be like a rapport. So you're gonna be real good.
Yeah. How do you think your team's going to do this year?
That is funny, man. I'm gonna laugh because if these 2-3 people are listening, they're gonna laugh at me. They're gonna say I'm full of it. But you know, I've been saying this for 20 years. We'll be all right.
All right, just okay.
we'll be okay. Or I'll say we'll be all right. And I was laughing with Rob Murphy, the GM at the Motor City Cruise and Reading. And my son was right there, and they say, man, you've been saying that for 20 years. That y'all going to be all right. And then you have an outstanding team. I just told you we're going to be okay. But so they said, well, you've been saying that for years, and you always have a good team. This team is going to be okay. I got one returning starter.
Okay.
Everything else come off the JV.
Really?
Off the JV or...
So your team last year was full of seniors?
Yes.
Ooh.
I had 10 seniors and one sophomore. The sophomore was a starter.
Ooh. So you basically bringing up the JV to varsity.
Some JVs, I got a couple, I don't know where these couple kids who transferred in. I got some scraps. So it's up to me as the junk man.
To put it all together.
Yeah.
To put it all together. Well, who's going to be your competition?
Man, in my conference, yeah. I don't know. Last year I lost to. I gotta beat Madison. I gotta beat Madison Heights.
Yeah.
I gotta beat him. Mostly everybody in that.
That's my boy over there.
Yeah. My guy.
Yeah. Okay.
We hoop together all the time. It's like me and him playing. It's like I'm coaching and he coaching. It's like we just looking at each other. So it's like, yeah, he's a good coach. And then, the conference in itself, the MAC conference is always going to be good. You got your Dakotas.
Right.
And then you have Utica Stevenson. You have those. Warren Lincoln is going to be good. Waddell is doing a great job over at Warren Lincoln. So I'm giving him a shout out because I know he's got something up.
Give it up to my man Waddell. Great Persian coach. He over at
and Vito at Warren.
Vito at Warren.
Warren Fitzgerald. He's going to be pretty good too.
And Waddell at Warren Lincoln.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like.
Oh yeah, it's tough over there.
Yeah, and then I give.
All you guys are in the same conference?
No, I'm starting from the bottom like I did at Lakeshore, and you have to you gradually move up. So I'm at the bronze. When I started at Lakeshore, I was at the bronze. You have to win. To
move up to where they are.
To the top competition, and my man over at Lakeshore, Mike Jack. He's
Jack in the house.
Mike Jack is a 3-time Coach of the Year over at Lakeshore, so he took over for me and
3-time Coach of the Year.
3-time Coach.
Give it up to Mike Jack. I didn't know that.
Back to back.
Oh man.
His team will be led by his baby boy, Jalen Jackson.
That can go.
Baby Steph Curry. Better get him quick. He can play.
Senior this year.
Senior.
I'll be over there.
Matter of fact, I'll make you laugh. I'll make you laugh because he's a little bit taller than Lil Mike. And his brother Mike, Mike was tough.
Tough as nails.
So he's a little taller than Mike.
I will be getting him. I will be there.
Yeah, man. It's just that conference is good. Bernard is doing a great job over at Grosse Pointe South. His point guard is his son, so hey, it's a war.
It's a war over there.
Yeah, so everybody's pretty good. I'm just trying to get out the bottom to get up. So
you gonna make it, I'm sure.
Hey, like I said, this year is a challenge, and I like challenges. And I'll see where I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I think you're gonna do well. I think you got enough strategy and experience to deal with these guys and stuff.
Oh yeah, just know if I can't do nothing else, I'm gonna be in shape and we gonna press. How about
That's
that?
right. There we go. Hey, it's at that time. Hey, that time. Sometimes that help you win the game. It help you win the game. What do you think about? Are you in any Christmas tournaments this year?
Yes, I will be in the Round Ball Classic. I will be.
And where is that at?
It's going to be at Ferndale High School,
Okay.
and I'll be playing Southeastern High.
Southeastern.
Yes, I have two.
Southeastern has a school?
Yeah, they still open, man. 30-30 is still open, man.
Are you serious?
Yes, yes. So I have to play those guys.
Okay.
I have two PSL teams on my schedule, so it is what it is.
What do you think about? I talked to a guy, and they're having a tournament at North Farmington, and they're going to play high school with a shot clock, 30 seconds. What do you think about it?
I mean, that's going to be. I think that would be very interesting. I know we, I always try to tell my guys, hey, man, and this is our philosophy. Me and you talked about. I was like, hey. Most kids don't want to play defense no more than 15 seconds.
That's right. They don't want to play, do they?
Anything after 15 seconds, you might get a bucket.
That's right. You might get a chance to shoot.
They don't want to play. But I think that would probably be very interesting in high school to have a shot clock. And it's some plays. If you some people still have the same philosophy as a Ben Kelso. Like my bro, G Ward, he still has that same philosophy.
Yeah,
he don't care if the score 37-36. If
That's
he got
right.
37, you got 36.
He win.
He win.
That's it.
So-
Ben,
Yeah, so the shot clock is gonna speed it up a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna change it. It's just gonna speed it up. The kids gonna take shots, bad shots or good shots, regardless.
Regardless, you be like, man, why you do that? Didn't I tell you? But it would help kids like Mike Jack, who you say is a baby Steph Curry.
Yeah, little Jalen. Yeah,
He will get more attempts
of course.
in the game with 30 seconds, because that means everybody got to shoot a little more.
Yeah.
So the speed of the game would pick up a little more, I think.
Yes, it will.
I wish they would have a shot clock. 30, I don't know if it's 35 or 30, but I wish they would have one.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to see the guys, I understand coaching, you have to do what you have to do to win, but, it's not like I played the game 15 or 14.
Right.
I think that's the lowest scoring game in history. By Coach Duncan, the great coach from Murray Wright, George Duncan. Give it up to George.
GD.
Yeah, we went there and we beat them, and they were ranked like 1 and 2 in the state, Murray Wright. This was my sophomore year. We blew them out by 30 with the press. They come to us. Stretch Carter didn't play. He played all guards and stalled the ball all game.
Yeah.
Great strategy.
Of course.
Yeah, so it almost pulled it out.
Hey, man, sometimes you got to.
Almost pulled that game out, man. He took that air out the ball.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do it. I did it in the game at Lakeshore, and I was playing Grosse Pointe North.
You did it too, huh?
Yeah, because you got to go off experience. I have done it when I was beating people and up, and then they'll go to a zone, and they will sit, and me being not smart, I'll tell them, my kids, you still take your shots. So we got up on them 10-6, and they went to a zone. So I said, you know what? You gonna come out that zone. So I stalled the ball for a whole quarter. We played catch. I got called all kind of names but Jesus Christ. But I tried to use my brain on experience on what it was. They called me names, but I think some of them, we ended up winning the game. But they had to come out of the zone. Play the way we want to play. Don't sit back there.
Yeah, and I think the shot clock would change all that.
Yeah.
And make them coach a little different.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, thank you so much, man, for coming on my show today.
Hey, man, it was a privilege for you having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, and we gonna do this again when we have a round table. I get some more of the fellas. We gonna sit there and talk. Get G Ward in here, some of the coaches. and have us a round table before, right after Christmas or something, the New Year.
That'll be a wing binger right there, boy. I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, love you, bro. All right, see you next week on Full Court Sundays.
All right.
All right.